back to the Common Guru. I'm Jax, and today we're going to take a look at the next question in our New Year, New Way series. Do you encourage others to bring their troubles to you for sympathy? I didn't like this question very much. It's one of those ones where you get this whop. I'm a talker, and now I have nothing to say. That's funny. Okay. There was a time in my life where I completely monopolized the conversation. If my friends came to me and asked for just for an ear to listen, I was a horrible listener. I'm not saying that I've become a better listener, but this was the eye-opening aha moment where it showed me that. People would come to me and talk about what was going on in their life. And instead of listening to them and trying to help them and what was going on, I actually would just listen to them so that I could tell them a story about myself, so that it would be like, okay, so they're telling me about a thing in your childhood where your dad did blah, blah, blah. I'd be like, oh, wow. And I'd go through this file cabinet in my memory. I'm going, I got a story. I got a really big one. I got one that I could share that would either, in my mind, think that I would try and relate to them, but actually it came like I'm going to show them kind of mindset. And I would think, well, I'm blinding myself into thinking I was helping, and I'd pull out this file and tell them a story, and next thing you know, I was the only one that was talking. It was interesting because I thought that was making me popular and that people wanted to be around me because I talked a lot. One time I was with a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and we were talking about something, and he stopped in the conversation and he looked at me and he goes, you really like to talk a lot. And this guy is a guy of few words, so when he says something, he doesn't normally carry the conversation very much anyway, but I realized that I never gave him much of an opportunity to talk, period. And that hurt. I didn't like what he said. I felt like, well, fine. And I did the typical, I don't know if this is a girl thing necessarily, but I went, fine, be that way, and I'm going to just show you that you're going to miss me, and I'm going to pull away and do the drama thing, and we're going to see if you realize how much you guys miss me. So I pulled away, and you hear the tick-tock as the time passed away, and there was crickets, and you know what? My friends didn't come racing over to me and like, hey, Jax, we really missed how much you talked. So I sat there by myself realizing that wasn't healthy. So then I thought, okay, I'll shift it a little bit and do something different, and I'll make it that I'm talking about a situation about them. But as it worked out, that even though I had all this mindset of what I wanted to share with them, what was going on in their life, I was still doing all the talking and I was not listening. Even yesterday I was out training and this woman was trying to share with me an experience, and I struggled with sitting there in the moment, looking her in the eye, opening up to her in my soul and absorbing what she was trying to say. I'm having a terrible time learning how to listen. You're supposed to learn how to listen so that you hear what the person is saying, not learn how to listen to have a response. And this was a really difficult question for me because I didn't realize how self-centered I was and am. That whenever I talk or whenever I get in a conversation, it has to be about me or what I'm thinking or what I want to share. Now, I understand if people come to me and ask me for my opinion on something, that's a totally different matter. But am I really asking the questions so that they're doing most of the talking? One of the things that I really want to get and build into my life is the ability to have wisdom where you ask people questions so that they come to the realization themselves. Because a lot of times, I had an incident happen, which I didn't write about in my post on Steam It, but here's a perfect example. my friend contacted me because she knew that I would give her a different perspective of what was going on in her life. She was making some decisions that were not popular with the friends, and one that she was getting involved in a long distance relationship with a person that presented themselves in a shady manner at first. And all of her friends and family are worried for her. So she came over to my house and we sat there for about 2 to 3 hours and we just talked about what was going on. I answered her questions. I helped her realize some of her belief profile and what her core belief was. I gave her some homework, if you want to call it. Some mind work. Mind work would be better. Some mind work to do in which to work around this mindset that she has, that's contributing to these decisions that she's making. Now, if she works through what's going on and this is what the decision that she's making, awesome. I've lived in a long distance relationship. I'm not going to condemn her for her choices. But 3 days after I talked with her and we were talking about this certain direction in which we were going into, she went and made decisions that were in the exact opposite of that direction. And I sat there and went, well, how effective was my conversation? Not that I want her to do what I'm thinking. That's not it at all. But maybe something that I said confirmed in her mind of what she wanted. My suspicions is that it actually just confirmed in her what her core belief was. And instead of working at it, she's now uncovered it and using this situation to, again, see if she can deal with it. And I'm hoping that it will work positively for her, but time will tell. Anyways, I realized at that moment that, again, this was only like a couple weeks ago. Again, I sat there and did all the talking. I didn't ask her questions within herself that she could take and use. So it's almost like when, like in a previous video that we did, where like, who do you listen to? It's almost like we go to a seminar and I was being the speaker, where I sat there and blabbed for like 2 hours, and it worked out that she took from it what she wanted to take from it, and that was all. Where if I was able to help her question and help her see things differently, and she do more of the talking and more of the understanding and more of the piecing of the puzzle together, then maybe a different outcome would have come in. Or maybe this is just the path that she needs to take to understand herself better. I don't know, but it was very interesting that how here Jax did all that blabbing for 3 hours and the woman went and did exactly the opposite of what we talked about in the conversation. So, do you encourage others to bring their troubles to you for sympathy? I wondered, actually, if I did that just to hear myself talk. And that has been a really sobering realization for me. And one that I need to work on. Listening is my next good habit that I need to bring into my life. To be an active listener. Because when people talk, they actually give you clues to what the belief profile is within themselves, and I could be a much more effective helper if I become a better listener. Thanks for listening, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. If you want to find new and exciting ways to connect with the Common Guru, just check out our description box down below. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.